So here is an explanation of the 20 layers assignment. 20 layers assignment. The first thing I want to say is you get to make any picture you want. Okay, obviously it needs to be something appropriate for school. So always keep that in mind. But essentially you get to make anything you want. So have fun with it. Make something interesting. Make something you're interested in. As long as you do these requirements, these Photoshop requirements. It's an assignment about layers, and basically you're going to be using different tools and demonstrating your skills on individual layers, and you need at least 20. So if you look through this list, there are not 20 requirements. If you look through this list, there are not 20 requirements. So you're going to have an opportunity to add extra stuff. There are some very specific stipulations, though. You need to title every single layer. You will lose 2 points for any layer that's not titled. So it's extremely important. And then in parentheses, it says here, see very important below. So very important. Layers must be titled according to individual requirements. For example, the layer where you put your gradient tool should be titled gradient tool. The layer where you use an artistic filter should be titled artistic filter. And I'm going to add one more thing here. You may also combine multiple requirements on the same layer. I'll show you what that looks like here in a second. Please use the correct canvas, 8 inches by 10 inches, or you can choose to do the other way, either horizontal or vertical, 10 inches by 8 inches with a resolution of 300. And please begin with a transparent background. Do not make your project directly on a picture that you open up from the internet. So if you like a background picture, don't start adding stuff to that canvas, because that's not the correct canvas. Always make the canvas first and drag your items onto that canvas. All right. You are required to save your assignment properly. You never want to leave an assignment untitled or just titled wrong. So for this particular assignment, it is your first name, 20 layers.psd. Yes, submit a PSD file when you're finished, because I will actually be grading your layers. Excuse me. I don't do that very often. I don't need to grade layers very often, but for this assignment, obviously I do. Only turn in a JPEG. It says include a JPEG file in addition only if you would like a print. I will print your assignment out of our classroom digital fine art printer if you so choose. This assignment is worth 100 points. Here are your points. You have 40 points for having the correct amount of layers and also that they are titled. Remember, -2 per layer that's not titled. The groups portion of this I will explain at another time. It's not important now. It's something you can do at the very end. You'll get 10 points for having 2 groups with titles. You are required to have some kind of text with a layer style. The layer style is from the video that we just did before lunch. 5 points for that. The layer styles, drop shadow, etc., etc. You are required to download 3 different Photoshop brushes. 5 points each. Gradient tool, 3 blending modes, and we'll review that too. Some kind of imported picture from the internet. Now, that doesn't mean you have to find a background picture and use it over the whole background. It just means any picture. It can be a tiny little butterfly that you put on your canvas and then you title it imported pic. And maybe it only takes up a little bit of space. You actually don't have to have a background that, that's like a landscape or a big scene or something like that. It could just be a gradient background. Or a brick wall. I mean, it can really be almost anything you want. So your custom shape with the layer styles, 5 points. You need to use an artistic filter. You need to make a selection using the pen tool, which I would encourage you to practice first before you do it for the assignment. The video is in the DD1 video tutorials for the pen tool, the one with the annoying animal noises. You are going to get points, hopefully, if you save properly, between 0 and 5. It's actually 0 or 5. If you save properly, you get your 5. If you don't, it's 0 for that portion. First name, 20 layers. And please don't type out your first name. Like, don't type out your YOURFIRST name. It's actually your first name. It's been done before. Okay, so let's look at this one. All right, to make a new layer, you just click this little icon beside the trash. To title the layer, you double click where it says layer 1 or layer 2, and you title it, and you press enter. To delete a layer, you just press the delete key. So remember when I said that you can do multiple requirements on the same layer? This one says imported image and artistic filter. They found that textured pattern image. Sorry, not really textured, but it's a pattern they found in Google Images. They brought it in, used it as their whole background, and then they did an artistic filter on it. I believe that is an artistic filter poster edge. This is their gradient layer titled Gradient. And look, they have a blending mode. He should have titled it, actually. Maybe he didn't title it because he has lots of blending modes, but it should be Gradient. If you want to do multiple, just do backslash there, blend, as long as I can see it. All right, the brushes is in a group. The brushes are in a group. Brush 1, brush 2, brush 3. Brush 1 is right there. From brusheasy.com, downloaded and loaded into Photoshop, Halloween pumpkin. Brush 2, palm trees. Brush 3, looks like a Christmas tree. So we're combining Halloween and Christmas. Okay, cool. Like I said, I'm not going to question what you make. Make anything you want. Snowman. The snowman is made up of multiple shapes. All you need is one. You only need to use one custom shape. Okay? This student used multiple shapes to construct a snowman. That's fine. Awesome. The text with a layer style. Use any font you want. Type out whatever you want. School appropriate, of course. And use these layer styles, whichever ones you want. Play around with them. If you don't know what it is, play around with it. That's how I learned. Custom shape, blending mode, and it also has a layer style. So really, the student has everything checked off. He didn't miss anything. This is the selection using the pen tool, and he did a blending mode as well, which is right here. This one is on linear burn. So it looks like he cut out this coconut, great for curves, using the pen tool. Then he used a blending mode, linear burn. And then he saved it as a PSD, and I believe this one got printed as well. So that is an example of what 20 layers. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, he's got tons. So a lot of students, this is the most common question I get from students is, Mr. Cook, I did all these requirements. I did them all. And 99% of the time they did. But then they say, okay, I still have I need 20 layers. I still have 12 layers to do. What do I do? Well, add stuff. Add stuff to your picture. Make a new layer. Put a different brush on it. Throw in more pictures from the internet. Just add stuff. As long as you don't forget to title. So if you add something, let's say I'm going to add a brush. And I'm going to add this whale. Title it something. It's no longer a requirement. I might just go extra brush. Or how about whale, or not sure what to title this layer. That's okay. If it's an extra thing, it's not part of the requirements, then you can title it whatever you want. You just can't leave it layer, let's say it's layer 7. That's an untitled layer because that's default Photoshop, right? Okay, so this is here. It's in the Google Classroom. The videos are there in the DD1 videos. Again, practice the pen tool before you start. And that is all. Good luck.